George Bruno with the 21 Report at the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition in Orlando, Florida, 2019. And I'm talking to Ed Lattimore. Welcome, Ed.
Hey, what's going on, George?
Yeah, good to see you. Wow. You just got done telling me that you did a workshop with two other guys, and it wasn't all about women and red pill and hypergamy. You went off in another direction, and it sounds kind of exciting to me. Share that with the folks.
Well, one of the things that Tanner Guzy said this weekend, and it really resonated with me, was that the tools used after you understand the red pill and to make your life better, that they can be applied in any way, shape, or form. He's a Mormon, and it's a very different lifestyle than many guys who we typically think of when we think about the red pill community. And that really got me, that stuck with me. And we had been planning this kind of retreat for guys who were looking to get their finances or their physicality or their personal branding and message and mindset and fashion correct. So really just a different angle, very complimentary, but a different angle for improving men and offering what we've learned, the hard way, going through many different types of trials and tribulations. But I think all of us now, we sit at a point where I certainly feel comfortable, and I don't know if I have the biggest of the group, but I think my imposter syndrome tends to be higher or greater than I present. Yeah. So if I feel comfortable, like, okay, I'm an authority in these areas, yeah, and I feel like you guys are definitely an authority in the areas you want to talk about, then we have something really great to offer and something that can really change maybe not the entire world, but certainly someone's little world, and then that changes another little world, and it just resonates down the line.
I heard it was a very popular workshop.
It was. I was very surprised. Yeah. Once again, there's that kind of imposter syndrome that pops up where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna mosey, and I was actually late, and I'm a stickler for being on time. To me, 5 minutes early is late kind of deal. And I was in line to get some coffee, and it just took a little longer than I thought. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, this sucks, but on the one hand, how many people are going to want to come to our thing? We got, I think our workshop was at the same time as Donovan's and Steve the Dean's. I'm like, yeah, tons of guys are going to be there. And I walk in, I'm like, it looked, but you know what it looked like? It looked like the main convention, a few guys had stepped out for a bathroom break. I was like, wow, there were a lot of people there. Wow. So it was cool, and we got a lot of good questions, and it was set up like a Q&A format. Yeah. So we could really have it be kind of an informal workshop feel to it. Yeah. And we wanted to maintain that. So we didn't just stand there and lecture at guys and talk to them. Like, no, we got people involved, and we got some back and forth. And certain questions, although they may have been directed towards one area of expertise that we had, we all kind of chimed in, because it's not like, AJ is the physical fitness guy, but it's not like, I'm out of shape, right? Yeah. And Tanner's the fashion guy, but I like, my code, and I'm the mindset guy, but clearly AJ has it together, and Tanner's got a very strong frame with his family. So while we have areas where we are like the specialists, overall, one of the things I think we bring to the table that allows us to do this is that we all have achieved a certain level of mastery in the areas. And I think people can look at our lives, but you certainly can't. You can't look at our lives and go, man, those guys are full of it. You may not want to learn from us, but you certainly will not feel like this is a scam or anything we're putting on, because these are the things that change our lives. And really, I think I always go, okay, what was your trajectory of development? Tanner had a pretty good trajectory of development, because the Mormons are incredible people. I love talking to them, interacting with them, and AJ's was a little rougher, but he had a good, solid family foundation to come from. I think where I was at in life, not just prior to getting everything together, but even going further back as a child, and the things I had to endure growing up in it was a single mother household, and being poor and things like that, and coming from the hood and all that. Those things play a part. Not the things that, like, how they beat me down or something, but the type of person I had to become to overcome those things, the journey as I went through in each level and along the way, what I learned, and I wanted to really deliver those, and those guys are right on point with me. So I think it's going to turn out really well.
And will you be doing this as well in Poland, do you think?
I'm not sure. We haven't discussed that. It certainly makes the most sense because I know that Tanner's going, and I'm assuming AJ is going as well. So it makes the most sense that we'll do it over there as well and continue to promote and develop and really make people aware of what we're doing.
All right, so you're going to be in Poland in July, and you're going to be back at the World Conference in October. Do you guys have a name for yourself yet?
The Self-Optimization Summit.
Oh, wow.
Because here was the idea, right? There is a really big, a really broad set of services to say for guys who are coming from, rock bottom in certain areas and moving to not rock bottom, to a position of kind of stability, like, it's not so stressful. It's not so bad. Mm-hmm. I'm not pinching for the rent. I have a little bit of extra left over. I'm not, a drag and an outcast. People they look at me, or they at least don't run away, right? Yeah. I can hold a conversation, but I can't speak magnetically. Okay, so you've moved from the worst to kind of this middle ground. But what about the people who want to go to the next level, who want to optimize? That's where we want to come in. It's more fun to me in general to take someone from good and get them to great rather than novice and get them to good. Yeah. It's just more fun and more interesting. And so it worked out well for my personality, and I think the rest of the guys had a similar idea, had a similar perspective and a similar goal. And so we came up with the Self-Optimization Summit because we're trying to optimize the men, who wants to become the best version of themselves. And while there are definitely areas in which each of us lag, there's no arrogance here going like, oh, we can teach you because we are at the top of Mount Olympus, mortal. Like, no, it's nothing like that. What it is there are certain areas and there are certain hardships each of us is overcoming in individual areas to where that experience, yes, in that area, we're very good, and we can help you become just as good. And combined, we have a whole spectrum covered, and by the time you leave the week working with us, you really should have leveled up. Because it's as much as I love the format of the convention, we're doing a whole deep dive. I think we're limiting it to 14 people, and it will be at a house. You'll live with us for a week, and we'll do everything from deep diving on your style and how you present yourself, to how you think about yourself, how you see your goals and how you attack them, your workout routine, everything, right? Wow. So to where you leave at least 2 notches higher than when you came in. But the thing is, when you come in, we're hoping that you're at the point to where, we're not taking you from the bottom. We're taking you to the top.
Who is going to be your ideal candidate to sign up for the Self-Optimization Summit?
So we thought about that, and we talked to Tanner a lot about this, because Tanner deals with the most, I guess, affluent customer. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is because by the time you get to the point where you are worried about your fashion and you can hire someone to do something, not only can you hire someone specialized, you can afford what he's going to suggest. Mm-hmm. So the ideal candidate is someone who has had some success in their life, but they're looking to take it up. And that success should be quantified, because our time and what we're going to do and what we're going to give, that is not cheap. Yeah. And we don't want you to look at it cheaply either. More importantly, if it's one thing, someone said it to me, because I have a big problem pricing things. I tend to look at the wide and shallow approach. I have such a wide reach. I'd rather just charge a low amount, and that'll get me to what I need to live, whatever. Mm-hmm. But the problem with that, I've learned, is that price also is a thing that the consumer uses to determine how valuable they really think it is. And that might sound counterintuitive at first, because, okay, you figure they spent the money already. Of course they think it's valuable. A lot of purchases are impulse. And so what I've learned is you want to charge to where they'll listen to you. And when I thought about it like that, I was like, I don't even remember who said that to me. I was like, yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, I don't want to, you know, and I kind of learned that the hard way, but I corrected after I got that advice because there was a kid I was working with on, you know, some Skype consultations, and he reached out to me and he seemed to be in a really bad place, so I did it for free. I gave him like four free sessions at night after I had stuff to do, but I was like, I'm going to try, you know, save one on the cliff, keep him from jumping off. And I hadn't heard from him in a while, and he reached out to me 2 weeks ago and told me where he was in life, and it was like nothing changed. It was like he didn't listen to me at all.
He didn't sacrifice.
And so I said, okay, check this out, dude. I'll talk to you again because I don't want to give up on you, but you don't value my time, and so I'm not going to waste my time. At this point, I mean, like, I care for you, but I'm not really worried about wasting your time. So I'm going to charge you a certain amount now, and if you're interested, you're interested, and if you're not, you're not. But no more free conversation. That's not occurring. And, you know, he paid, and I don't know if he listened, because he messaged me one time about something, and I wrote back, and it was some dialogue. And this was, because that's the thing, like, once you invest, I mean, I probably give way more than the average person does. You know, I consider anyone I bring under my wing for help, that now it's like family, man. You got my text and my phone number and emails, and I'll respond, you know, whenever. It's not like I'm gonna be like, oh man, here's a bill for that text message. That's crazy, because we're in a game to help you, or I'm in the game to help you. But I also know, because of human nature, that if I just give you my help for free, you're just not gonna use it. And I really wish human nature wasn't that way. Well, but I guess part of me does, because that allows me to live a good life, because I've done the work. When you've done the work and you learn how to transmit what you've learned to someone else so that they can understand it, or as I say, break down what I learned the hard way so you can learn it the easy way, then you're in a position to where, as I like to say, it's very difficult to go broke.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I like that. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the progress of the Self-Optimization Summit. Sounds like a dream team to me. Alexander Cortez, Tanner Guzzi, and Ed Lattimore. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you very much.
How can people find you and find out more about this?
Oh, you know, I'm Ed Lattimore on Twitter, Ed Lattimore on Instagram, edlattimore.com is my website. I was very smart about this. I got everything the same. So now I call myself Ed. You know, I alternated back and forth for a while between Ed and Edward. And I'm like, you know what, just all my books on Amazon are Ed.
Yeah.
So you can just type Ed Lattimore if you want to. In fact, that's the search term that brings the most traffic to my website.
Right.
So that's how you find me, Ed Lattimore, and then put whatever. I have an email address, edlattimore@edlattimore.com. Like, it is just.
And you'll be announcing more of this stuff and how this progresses at all of your sites.
Mm-hmm. As it comes along on my email list as well, as it develops, more information will be out about it. Because right now, what we have, I don't even know this, right? I'm the worst at this. Everyone has a weakness. Here's my weakness. If there's too many streams, I just lose interest and I check out.
Yeah.
And too many, I used to think too many was 3 streams. It looks like too many might be 2 streams.
Yeah.
Because it's just me, Tanner, and AJ in this group. I had no idea we had a logo. It popped up on the screen. I was like, yo, what did that happen? That's great. But we got a logo, so we have a logo now, and now we're going to be... And we have a house too, which is, you know, I didn't know that. So we have a house, we have a logo. Now it's just figuring out the cost of the logistics, like figuring out what we're going to do at the house in Los Angeles and how we're going to structure that out, the time, what people get, the meals, all that kind of deal, that thing. Really planning an event. Mm-hmm. So that'll be an interesting challenge and it'll be fun, but I'm looking forward to it. Because I know what it means. I know what it's going to do for people, and I know what it's going to do for me as well. Because the teacher gets just as much, if not more, out of teaching than the student does.
Yeah. So exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.